This lesson is solving multi-step equation with fractions. So here I have an example on the left, and this is the right side. On the right side, we have parentheses. So when we see parentheses, we will multiply them. On the left side, there's nothing to do, so bring it straight down. Here I have parentheses, so -5 times -11, positive 55. 2 times 4 gives me 8. If there's no number in front of a letter, it is always a 1. One more time. If there's no number in front of a letter, it is always a 1. So -5 over 2 times 1 is back to itself. Next, we want to get rid of these denominators. So 72, 8, and 2. And I wrote it over here. To cancel all denominators, rewrite the same number in front. And this is what I meant. Here I have 72, here I have 8, here I have 2. So use all three of these bottom number and put it in front. One more time. To cancel all of the denominators, rewrite the same number in front. That means take this 72, this 8, and this 2, put it in front. One more time. Take this 72, 8, 2 in front. Okay? And then rewrite this whole equation in here. So just rewrite this entire equation in here. Okay? So one more time. 72, 8, 2. These are my denominators. Put it in front. And then rewrite this equation here. Okay? Next, we're going to multiply them. So here we go. This entire number, 72, 8, 2, multiply to this fraction. Once you're done with this fraction, repeat that step with the second fraction and then the third fraction. Okay? So 72, 8, 2, which is here, times 635, which is here, over 72. Now repeat that with the second term. So same thing, 72, 8, 2 times 55, which is here, all over 8. Don't forget the minus here. Same thing, 72, 8, 2 times 5, which is over here, all over 2. And don't forget the letter X. Okay, so one more time. You're going to distribute or multiply this whole thing to the first term, to the second term, to the third term. Okay? Next, you want to start cancel top and bottom. Anything looks the same, it goes away. So this 72 are the same, so they go away. They being canceled. So all you have left is 8, 2, 6, 3, 5, which I have here. 8, 2, 6, 3, 5. This 72 is canceled. Do the next term. This 8 and this 8 is canceled. So you just have 72, 2, and then 55. Okay? Next term, same thing. This 2 and this 2 cancels out. You just have 72, 8, 5, and the X, which is here. So one more time, just cancel the 72, cancel the 8, cancel the 2. Whatever is left, put it here. Same thing, whatever is left, put it here. Whatever is left, put it here. Okay? Next, you're going to multiply them. So use your calculator and multiply these numbers. 8 times 2 times 635, which come out to be 10,160. 72 times 2 times 55 come out to be 7,920. 72 times 8 times 5 gives me 2,880. Okay? Now, if you look at this very carefully, it looks similar to a two-step equation. So subtract the 7,920 over. So what I did here, this line right here, I just rewrote it here so that you can see the step that is being applied. Okay, so I subtract 7920 to the left side, so that cancels out. So 10160 subtract 7920 comes out to be 2240. I haven't done anything to the 2880x, so bring it down. And don't forget the minus, make sure you bring it down. Okay, so one more time, all I did was I take the 792, subtract it to the left side. Okay, and this is the work right here, which equal in this line. Next, I want to divide 2880 to the left. Don't forget the minus, so divide it over, and then I end up with negative 2240 over 2880. This goes away, so I just have x. Okay. However, fractions we have to reduce. Okay, always reduce the fractions. Now here is the reduce. So the correct answer, reduce answer, is negative 7 over 9. So how did I get from here to negative 7, 9? So here is the reduce. Okay. So I divided by 2 to the top and bottom, and I end up with 1120, 1440. I keep dividing by 2 because it still can be divided. So it comes out to be 560, 720. Divide by 2 again, I end up with 280, 360. Divided by 2 again, I get 140, 180. Divided by 2 again, I get 70 and 90. I'm going to bring this 70 and 90 down here because I need the space. Okay, so divide by 2 again, I get 35 over 45. Now I cannot divide by 3 because it doesn't work on 35 and 45. I cannot divide by 4 because it won't work. So the next number I'm going to use will be 5. So 5 divided by 35 divided by 5, 45 divided by 5. And that gives me 7/9. Okay, so this is the how to reduce fractions. They'll always start with 2 and keep going until it doesn't work anymore. If 2 doesn't work anymore, do 3. If 3 doesn't work anymore, do 4, and so on until it is reduced to the lowest term. Okay, so 2240 over 2880 is reduced to 7/9. Okay, so that's how I got the answer over here. X equal 2240 over 2880 is 7/9. And don't forget the negative, always bring the negative. Okay, so that is the first example. The next example, very similar. Okay, so here is an example. Again, I have parentheses, so make sure I multiply that out. Okay, this a is not been, I haven't done anything to this negative a, so bring it down. So multiply across. 5 times negative 5 times negative 8, positive 40. 4 times 3 gives me 12. Don't forget the a. Negative 5/4 times 2, which I have right here. Okay, and then equal negative 19 over 4. Now, the reason why I put a 1 here is because this 2 does not have a number in the bottom. So if a number right here, if this 2 right here doesn't have a number in the bottom, always a 1. One more time. If a number doesn't have a number in the bottom, then it is always a 1. So one more time. If a number doesn't have a denominator, it is always a 1 underneath. So there's always a 1. Okay, so I haven't done anything to this negative a, bring it down. Again, I haven't done anything to this, bring it down. Here, I changed 2 over to 1 is because 2 doesn't have a number in the bottom. But I can rewrite it as 2 over 1. Okay, again, if a number doesn't have a denominator, you can write it as a 1 underneath. Okay, so negative 5 times 2 gives me negative 10. 4 times 1 gives me 4. And then bring this 19/4 down. Okay, so that's what I did for the first part, is just multiply and then and then more multiply for this second part right here. Okay. Next, I want to cancel. Same example as before. I want to get rid of these denominator. So same rule to cancel all denominator. Rewrite the number in front. However, if you look at this very carefully, this is 12, this is 4, this is 4. However, these two 4 are exactly the same thing. So therefore, you are only using 12 and one of the 4. Do not write 2 4s, just one of the 4. And the reason is because these two numbers are the same. So one more time, use 12 and use one of the 4. Do not write 4 twice, which I have here. I only use 12 and 4, which I wrote right here. If a number is repeated, only use one time. Okay, so be very careful. Again, right here, this is 12, this is 4, and this is also a 4. Okay, these two 4 are repeated, so just use one time, which I wrote right here. If a number is repeated, use one time only. So I wrote 12. I'm using 12, okay, and I'm also using this 4 one time only. So do not write twice, okay? If it's repeated, it doesn't matter how many times it repeats, just write it one time. You're only using one of it, okay, not multiple of that number. Okay, so one more time, 12, which is here. There are two 4s, but these two are the same number, so I only use one time. Okay, and then rewrite this entire equations right here into this. Okay, so pretty much take this whole equation, bring it down. However, in front, I'm using 12 and 4. The reason why I'm using 12 and 4, so I can get rid of the denominator. Okay. Right, so now cancel. So now we multiply. So 12. Okay. So 12 times 12, 4. Multiply this whole thing right here. So 12, 4 times negative a, which is here. 12, 4 times the second term, which is here. Okay. So 12, 4 times 40. And then over 12, okay? 12, 4 times 10 over 4, which is here. 12, 4 times 19, 4, which is over here, okay? So be very careful when you distribute, okay? So again, just distribute 12, 4 times negative a, which is here. 12, 4 times 40, which is here, but over 12. Don't forget the a. 12, 4 times 10, which is here, but over 4. 12, 4 times 19, which is here, but don't forget over 4. Again, don't forget this negative, okay? And there's a negative here as well, okay? Next, we will cancel whatever looks the same. We will cancel. So here, there's nothing to cancel. So 12 times 4 gives me negative 48. Here, this 12 and this 12 is canceled. So I bring down the 4 and the 40. Okay. Over here, this 4 and this 4 is canceled. So I have 12 and 10. Over here, this 4 and this 4 cancel. So 12 and 19 left. Negative 19 left. Okay. So again, there's nothing to cancel over here because there's no number in the bottom. Here, the 12 is canceled. The 4 here are canceled. And this 2, 4 are canceled. This 4 and this 4 are canceled. Okay? And then after you cancel, you're going to end up with this. So 12 times 4, which I wrote here already, which is negative 48. Okay? And this negative 48, I haven't done anything to it to bring it down. Again, this right here, there was no canceling, so I just multiply early. Okay, 4 times 40 is 160. 12 times 10, 120. 12 times 19 is 228. Again, don't forget the negative, and there's a negative here. Next step, we will combine like terms. If they are on the same side, just add them together. Do not change the signs, okay? One more time. If it's on the same side, just add and subtract them. Do not change any signs. So 160 subtract 48 gives me 112. Bring down the 120, bring down the 228. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this line right here down so that you can see the subtracting. Okay, so this is a minus. I want to bring it to over here, so I would add 120, add 120. These two cancels out, so I just have 112a. 228 subtract 120 gives me 108. Again, don't forget the negative because 228 is bigger than 120. So again, when you add and subtract negative numbers, make sure, be very careful, the bigger number always takes the sign. Okay, now divide by 112, which I have here. So a is equal to negative 180 over 112. This is a fractions, and make sure it is reduced. So how did I went from here to negative 27 over 28? Okay, so here is the fractions being reduced. Okay, so this fractions right here, how did I get from here to here? So here's the work. So I started out with a 2. I divide by 2, gives me 54. Divide by 2 gives me 56. I can still divide by 2, so that gives me 27. Same thing in the bottom, I divide by 2 and give me 28. And this right here, you cannot go any further because there's nothing you can divide. 2 cannot divide, 3 cannot divide, and so on. So there's no number that can go into 27 and 28. So and this is already completely reduced. Okay, so 108 over 112 is reduced to 27 over 28. And that's how I got the answer over here that is being reduced. Okay, so 2 examples solving with fractions. Okay, so this is for solving multi-step equation with fractions.